Welcome to Guitar Gathering. This week, Kauer Banshee Deluxe. Whoa, look at this thing. That is one badass looking guitar. This thing is awesome. Got this earlier in the year. This guitar was featured by Kauer at NAMM in 2019. So if you go and look at their Instagram and Facebook pages, you can find this thing proudly displayed. You will notice one difference though, and that is that it now has black reflector knob pickups. When this got shipped to me, it had white knobs, and I really did not care for those at all compared to the black ones. To me, it just makes a lot more sense and fits in with the guitar a heck of a lot better. This is a 2019 model, like I said, a deluxe. You can see its inspiration comes from the Gibson Firebird. However, this is certainly not your dad's Firebird. I used to have a Firebird, and this is certainly far exceeding that in terms of its gorgeous appearance and just overall playability and some of the cool things that they've done at Kauer. First and foremost, on a Gibson Firebird, the neck to the body relationship is far more dramatic. It's very, the neck angle compared to the body is very steep. Here it's much more in line, and the end result is that the pickups and the strings are very much in parallel with each other. Whereas anybody who's owned a Firebird can tell you that usually the pickups and the strings are not in alignment, and there's some kind of modifications ranging from just stuffing some paper and the side of the pickups to bend in screws, or trying to build some shims or things like that to make the pickups level. Because a Gibson Firebird, if you get the pickups level, it does sound phenomenal. It's a great guitar, but that was just something that they recently figured out how to solve for at Gibson. In terms of what's really cool about this guitar too, that's a little different than others, is the neck. The fretboard material is wenge, and I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but it's not rosewood. It might be hard to see in the video, but man, it's like the flame maple, just spread up the neck. It's very, very cool. The pickups themselves are from Wolf Tone. They're Kauer Buckers, I believe is what he calls them. They're A2 magnets, nice full sound, nice and punchy in the mid-range. They're not overwound by any stretch, and they're not underwound either. They're really well balanced and have a nice, 70s rock, kind of a classic tone, if you will. Some things on the guitar, if I was building it, I would have done a little bit differently. For me, my number one gripe with the guitar is the banjo tuners. I do not like these things one bit. And the reason is I find them to be kind of heavy, and they aren't real smooth for tuning, and they're so freaking tall that if you were to try to buy a hard shell case and put this guitar in it, which it deserves to be in, you'd find that you're running the risk of snapping off the headstock. And there's a reason Gibson stopped using these things on their Firebirds, is for that exact reason. The headstock would snap off. So this guitar came with a really nice, mono bass-sized gig bag, but why not Steinbergers or just regular tuners on this thing, please? That's my one gripe. So maybe one day I'll make that change myself. If I find the right size tuners. The neck profile, nice standard C shape, kind of like a 59 Gibson style. It's full, but it doesn't have giant shoulders. It measures 0.89 at the first and 1 inch at the 12th. Where I do have a discrepancy is the spec sheet says 1.7 at the nut, and when I measure it, I get 1.75. So this is a wide neck. So if you pick one of these things up, you're going to notice that. You're going to go, whoa, that's a big ass neck. It's definitely wider than a Gibson. It's wider than really any other guitar I have. I have that flying V in the background there. It's an Epiphone, and that has a pretty beefy neck on it. It's a little bit wider too, but not quite as wide as this. Nothing, it doesn't hinder the playing ability or anything like that with the guitar. It's just something, if you're looking for one of these, something to make note of. You know, the shape is great, but if you don't want like a really wide neck, then that's a problem. If you got big fingers or big hands and you want a little wider neck, whoa, this is a home run for you. So highly recommend it. Really well put together and a great, just a fantastic sounding guitar. Up to the neck pickup. A lot of great tones there, obviously, and just a gorgeous guitar. Awesome flame maple top on this thing. This is Kauer Banshee number 307. I am a proud owner of it, really happy with it. Overall, minus, just a couple of the gripes that I talked about, the banjo tuners, didn't really care for that. If the neck could have been made a smidge skinnier, not, width-wise, that would have been ideal, but really it's not a significant gripe for me at all. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.